Well, who knew Angel Studios could take an interest in something secular? I dare even say, an independent Christian film distributor is prioritizing good content. Sketch is written and directed by Seth Worley and is a feature-length version of his 2020 short film Darker Colors. It stars Tony Hale as the father of two young kids named Amber and Jack, all three of whom are dealing with the recent death of the kids' mother. Amber is bearing a lot of anger toward others stemming from her loss, so she projects that anger into her sketchbook, with macabre drawings of strange monsters attacking the people she has a grudge against. When her sketchbook is dropped into a pond that has magical properties, this causes the monsters to leap off the pages and unleash chaos all over the town. Why exactly is this pond magical? Why can it bring life to things and repair broken objects? I don't know. There's never an established spirituality or any real talk of magic to support it, but I didn't mind so much because the movie still works. I don't think anyone would expect much from a flick where a 9-year-old girl's drawings come to life. On paper, no pun intended, that does come across as just typical harmless children's fare, but it actually goes beyond that. It's not just like Minecraft Movie or Harold and the Purple Crayon where it's all about what you can do with your imagination. It's about finding all of the right ways of dealing with grief and expressing anger. While Amber's dad is disturbed by her artwork when he first sees it and wants her to handle this hard time as well as her brother is, the school counselor suggests that this could actually be healthy for her. She's found a way to release her anger in a way that is not to the direct expense of any individual with whom she has a bone to pick. But when these drawings are coming to life and hunting the people that she imagined them to, Amber's fantasies become more exposed to the kids and adults around her, and it has them asking, "This is really what you want? What is going on in your head?" But the movie demonstrates the line between what we therapeutically fantasize about saying or doing and what we would physically act on. People might say in a bout of rage, "I'll kill you for that." It doesn't mean they'd actually do it. People might let out some aggression by playing violent video games. It doesn't mean they're going to open fire on a school or church. And I'll even admit, when I'm alone in my apartment, trapped with fury towards someone else, I will shout things that I would never be caught dead saying within anyone's ear range. Fortunately, these walls are pretty soundproof. For a movie with such a basic concept, I was taken aback to see it dive into such complexities. Suiting up in hockey gear to take on these coloring book monstrosities is a core trio of kids: Amber, her brother Jack, and a character from Amber's class named Bowman, who I was surprised to find out partway into the movie was a boy. Now, Bowman is a target of one of Amber's creations, a purple hooded figure that's coming to impale him, because she has thought of him as just a bully. In any lesser kids movie, this would be the bully just tagging along on the adventure and saying to the main character in the end, "You know what? I think you're pretty cool." However, what I liked about Bowman is that he's really not a bully per se, but rather just a jokester. It's just that, with the intense case of emotions that Amber is going through, she perceives him as nothing more than a bully, when he's simply a kid who gets carried away with pulling pranks on her. So again, a little bit of nuance is explored. The acting from these three kids can be a little over the top, but never unwatchably so, and their banter amongst each other is funny, minus a couple of age-old quips like, "Well, I don't have to go to the bathroom anymore." The effects on these creatures are very unique, and even quite ideal in how not real they look. They kind of look like they're there, but simultaneously look like something that was drawn in crayon. It kind of reminds me of how Spy Kids 3D Game Over was the only one of those movies that had an excuse for having such crappy effects because it all took place inside of a video game. Sketch had a budget of only $3 million, and they made real fruitful use of it. I must say, too, it's not every day you see a family-oriented picture with such a tone. This is directed as though it's a horror movie. There's an attack scene involving this colony of spiders that each have one big eyeball. Eiders, I think Amber calls them. It genuinely feels like a PG version of something you'd see in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Heck, the appearance of the title at the beginning jump scares us Cabin in the Woods style. As such, it can easily get too scary for the youngest of moviegoers, and additionally for parental consideration, There is a fair amount of bathroom humor and an ounce of language, including Jack looking up the primitive definition of the word bastard. Therefore, I can't quite call this a fun adventure for the whole family, but for maybe ages 8 and up, it's an enjoyable, spooky adventure with creative visuals and poignant messaging. And even I wouldn't mind watching it a few times more. Scoring on the Factor Facts, I'm going to give Sketch a 68%. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Like and share, subscribe for more. This is Pop Culture. I'm Alex Pop.